in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to talk to you about right now is how women are still in disbelief, how they are still disillusioned, in my most humble opinion, how they are still becoming offensive when a man asks her, when a man questions a woman about, if I take care of you and your children, those children that are not mine, how are they going to be a benefit to me? In this reaction video, we're going to cover that because a man, I think he's going viral for asking that very question, a very legitimate question. So hold on for a second as I pull it on your screen. You know how I get down. Hope y'all doing all right today. All right, let's get it.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would never, because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
Now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump at that part right there, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to notice the attitude and the defensiveness of this woman. But most importantly, what I want you to notice is the fact that she took extreme ownership of those children. She said, another man cannot ask me what my children can do for them, what my children, how my children can be an asset to them. You know what that means? That means any man who plays the stepfather to these children will have all the responsibility, but none of the authority. He will not have any ability to correct that child. If he try to correct that child, let's say through physical discipline, that man will go through hell, not only from the mother, but possibly from the baby daddy itself. See, women, what you have to understand, that is a very legitimate question to ask a woman, because any woman who has children by another man and then decides to enter into a new relationship with another man who is not the biological father, you are not bringing assets to that table. You are bringing liabilities to that table. You are bringing pocket drainers to that table. Now, a lot of you will say, no man has to take care of my children. I will take care of them myself. I've been doing so for quite some time now. That's what you will say. But let's be honest. Let's be real. If anything happens to you financially and you're not able to cover the expenses, the needed paramount expenses of those children, who are you going to turn to? If you're unable to talk to your baby daddy, who are you going to turn to? Your family members? Most likely you wouldn't want to do that because that would embarrass you, because they would tell you, don't you got a man? Who are you going to turn to? The man who is playing stepfather. And if he did not do anything like a real father to those children who are not his, you would consider him to be selfish. You would look down on him. You would disrespect him. See, here the thing is, lady. If you had children in a marriage and they came out and y'all separated, that's okay, that's one thing. But most of you women are running around with bastard children. And in the Webster Dictionary, a bastard is an illegitimate child, which means you got knocked up and gave birth a non-marital birth, okay? You had a child without having a ring on your finger. That's what that means. And many women today have 2 or 3 bastard children and expect one man to take on the responsibilities of the real father. You see, another man's child is a burden to another man because that other man's child would not be able to carry the other man's name throughout the earth. That's not his bloodline. So no matter how well he treats the bastard child and feed the bastard child and do everything with the bastard child, it would do nothing for his own personal bloodline unless you give him children. But the caveat of that is right here. Most women who already have 2 to 3 children tend to not want any more children when they get middle age. So majority of you women who run around with a child that's in their teens, one child may be 12, 10, the other child may be, 5 or 6. When a man comes to these type of women, y'all, most time they do not want to have any more children, especially if they had more than one baby daddy already. So don't fall for that. And oh yeah, this is for educational purposes. This video is designed for educational purposes. You know, I was gonna have a musty back heifer come up and say something crazy to me, you know, something like, you know,
I can't understand why you say what you say, Mr. Hill. I can't stand that. I'm a musty back heifer. You can't stop me. I will do whatever I want. I'm a musty back heifer. I love to eat booty. I'ma eat booty and I can have as much kids as I want.
and you know I'm telling you the truth. Now let me go ahead and get back to the serious matter.
Kids will be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint. You have to ask those questions.
Any woman,
and let me say one more thing.
It's going to let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie. No.
Okay.
So how is that offensive? There's nothing wrong with a man. You see how defensive she got, man? You know why they get mad when you ask them that question? Let's keep it a buck, y'all. The reason why these women get mad because deep down inside, they know they done messed their lives up when it comes to dating. They know that. They know how it looks. They know the negative stigma that follows a woman who's never been married but have multiple children. They know that. And they know it makes it damn near hard or nearly impossible for a man of good stock, quality, value, money to really take them seriously, to not see them for anything more than a jump off. You get what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. I got another. I'm gonna show you a woman who just really mad. She mad that I'm talking about this. Here we go. Let's get into this story right here. You're gonna trip out on her. Check out her teary eyes she has on this because she got these children. She's in this situation. I'm gonna prove that to you. But look her face when she talk and watch her eyes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to try and explain why this is not a valid or a logical question. If you happen to come across a woman that you like and you want to be with and you are aware that she has children, if children are an issue for you, full stop, do not go any further. But if you decide you want to continue with the relationship, you do not then turn around and ask that woman that you are pursuing, what can your children do for me? How are your children gonna be an asset for me? Because if you are pursuing me and then you turn around and ask me what the fuck kind of asset my children can be for you, I just might slap the shit out of you.
Now check her eyes out now. You see how angry she is when she talk? Now I did a little bit of trolling on her. I'm gonna show and prove to you why she's saying that. Hold on for a second as I put it on your screen. Cause I saw this clip, I said there's no way in hell a woman would be that emotional unless she's somehow invested in that, right? So now keep in mind, she's talking bad about men who say things about, well, what will your children bring to the table? I mean, how that's a value to me. This is me trolling her and asking her a question. I asked her, are you a single mom? Just wondering. Now look at the bottom, look at her reply. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? Quickly. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason I wanted to show y'all that is when we say single women keep women single, there's a reason for that. Okay? When these women have put themselves in the worst situation they possibly can on the dating scene, they don't want nobody else to be successful on the dating scene. You got to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I want to make that a little bit bigger. So let's keep going. Hope y'all like this microphone. Hope it make me sound like a sexy motherfucker. All right, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen.
That is an internal question that you need to be asking yourself. I like this lady. She has kids. Am I ready to step into that role? Is a relationship with this woman worth me taking on the responsibilities of maybe an additional parent?
Now check this out, man. You could not compare your bad decisions to have a non-marital birth to someone who was dying from cancer. You know why? Because in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, people who die from cancer was not by choice. It was either hereditary, or they just got it some kind of way. It wasn't always because of certain lifestyle decisions or diet. Some people just, boom, they found out they got, stage 3 cancer or some type of cancer, you know? You can't compare that to you deciding to open your legs to let men skeet all in your womb to bring forth the children of Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook because you wanted to be a musty back heifer. All because you wanted to be a stale bread eating, booty eating, musty back heifer. You cannot blame You cannot compare the two of them, okay? Let me tell you something. It's bad enough you women don't understand that, which I don't understand. Y'all understand degrees and shit, right? So let me break this down for you like this. When we say we want a woman who can cook and clean, you know what the equivalent of the equivalent of that is? A woman who cannot cook and clean, the equivalent of that is a person who cannot read or write. Okay, that's what it is to us. When we tell you that we can't read and write, you're like, oh, that's messed up. You should know better by now. You should know how to read and write by now. What's wrong with you? So when you tell us that you can't cook and clean, we look at you the same way, like, oh, what's wrong with you? You should know how to cook and clean by now. What's wrong with you? Okay, so maybe they help you to understand what we be talking about. When we tell you that we want you to be able to cook and clean, that is the equivalent of you not knowing how to read and write in the mind of a man. Because that is something very basic, something that you should know, and you're not a woman if you cannot cook. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. As a woman, it was nothing back in the day, and it shouldn't be nothing now for a woman to know how to cook a variety of breakfasts, a variety of lunches, a variety of dinners, a variety of desserts, a variety of holiday dinners. Now, y'all might get 1 out of 3. It's crazy, okay? So you bringing other children to the table that this man putting food on, it is an issue. And if you wasn't popping it open, busting it wide open and stuff like that, you wouldn't be on TikTok right now, all mad, full of anger, because someone said something that you know to be true, that you made a bad decision. Let's keep going.
What will those responsibilities look like for me as a step parent? And is that something that I want to do? Not asking that woman, how can her children benefit you? That's fucking weird. And the fact that y'all don't understand how that is a weird question, because children do not benefit any adult in any capacity. Yes, do children provide, love, but they cannot support you emotionally. And anybody that says that their children is some kind of emotional crutch for them, you're fucking wrong, and you're doing it wrong, and you need help. Go see a therapist about that. Go talk to that lady, not your fucking kids. Kids cannot support you emotionally. Kids cannot support you financially.
That's not what he's saying. See, y'all just don't really understand. That stuff you saying is laughable. It's laughable. Let me tell you what it is, man. When a man asks you some stuff like, how can your children be an asset to me? You think he really want those kids to make him laugh and be an emotional support for him? He's asking, if I take on your children, how would there be a benefit in it overall? Because most of these children, they grow up and still want their real biological fathers. They may disrespect them. Raising these children could be ghetto as hell, because some of these women are raising ghetto children because they're ghetto. They could be disrespectful. Don't want to mind the man, because it's a lot of headache being a stepfather. That's why I encourage every man not to be one. Just smash these baby mamas and move around. I know you don't like what I'm saying later, but it's still the truth. I don't care what you like, it's still the truth. What I said is what I said. There's no way, man. Excuse me. And I'll let that go. Let's keep going.
They just there to eat all your fucking food and fuck shit up. So if you, as a single person with no children, thinks that is too much for you to take on, despite how much you like this person, then you need to walk away. Do not ask that fucking mother what her kids can do for you. How do y'all not see how weird that is? And then in my comment section, you said, how do pets benefit you? How do pets benefit you, aside from being something that you can pour love into?
This woman done went from cancer to pet. She done went from prostate cancer to little red rover. You see how delusional y'all, whatever you say, look at her face, y'all. She's hurt because she realizes people look down on you, period. I'm gonna say it. People look down on you when you have multiple baby daddies. Ain't no way around that. You can say all the shit you want, but we are look like, damn, ooh, yuck. I'm just letting you know. We're just gonna smash and dash. So let this be a warning to many women. Close your legs, and if you're not gonna close them, use some type of protection, some type of contraceptive to protect yourselves. Is that too hard to ask? Is that really too hard to ask you? Seriously. Let's keep going.
And they cuddle with you on the couch. Unless it is a trained animal. But just a regular old house pet. Like, I have a multi-pool. What can my dog do for me? My dog can't even protect me. She about this big and 9 pounds. She can't even protect me. I have to feed her. I take her to the vet. Hell, I take her to the damn dentist.
Yo, enough of that, man. Because the more she talked, the more dumber she sounded, in my most humble opinion. We done went from baby daddies, babies, to all this other shit. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. That's some craziness, man. Like, again, she talked like a mustard back heifer. Excuse me right quick. Yeah, this how she sound right. I'm getting used to this thing now. This is a mustard back heifer talk.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna bust it open. I'm gonna open up these nasty, musty booty cheeks and let anybody bust all up in me and have mustard back junior, because I'm a mustard back heifer. Yeah, bitch. I ain't nothing but a stale bread eating, licking, booty eating mustard back heifer. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it, Mr. Hill. I hate that you got this. I hate that you find this damn clip. I knew as soon as the clip came out, you gonna be all over it, Mr. Hill. You always gonna talk down on us musty back heifers.
You damn Skippy, I'm gonna always talk down on you. All right, now let's go ahead and keep going. Well, I mean, that's it. You let me know what you think about this, man. I will be talking to you pretty soon. Have a good one now, you hear?
Ooh, 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 ooh.